WoW's dead, man. There's no coming back from this. This is the end of World of Warcraft. All the hope's gone.
I'm quitting the game until they get rid of all this stupid fucking RNG. It's so over the top, and it's ruining the game. The game sucks.
Oh, come on, Blizzard, please. Please, please give me an Azerite piece. That's all I want in the world. Please, just one Azerite piece. Why, Blizzard? Why would you give me a shoe? Why? I don't need shoes. Life isn't worth living anymore. I mean, I get it, but don't you guys think you're being just a little bit overdramatic? I mean, yeah, the expansion isn't perfect, but there are a lot of really good things here and things that you can actually enjoy. I mean, it sucks. Everything about it sucks. There isn't a single good or redeemable aspect to it. Man, I used to love this game. Now it just sucks.
Would you like to buy some Azerite?
Wow, they fixed it. They're finally listening to what WoW back. Well, I mean, it's a great change and an amazing step in the right direction, but it doesn't fix everything. BFA still has issues, and we should be able to talk about those and have a reasonable discussion about them. Oh, come on. Hey guys, Evo here. So, for the first time since the launch of BFA, we actually have genuinely really exciting and good news about the future of the game. And for the first time since BFA launched, I'm actually excited and invested in the future of the game. I can't wait for patch 8.1. I can't wait to see what they do in patch 8.2, whereas before, I was honestly kind of dreading it because I didn't think they were going to change anything. But we're finally, as of the past week, we've gotten multiple announcements that all point to them changing their philosophy, changing the way they design the game, and the way that the rewards in the game are structured. And all of those are great, and it starts to address some of the core issues in the game. But what exactly is it that has changed? Let's get right into it, starting with what is undeniably the most impactful and most well-known change: the Azerite armor vendor. So this is a big one. For Mythic Plus, you will be able to buy any Azerite piece off a vendor through a currency that you collect from the end of your Mythic Plus weekly cash and from scrapping any of your existing Azerite armor. This vendor will sell different types of Azerite, so you can get a head slot, and it'll be randomized at different item levels, but it will always be a head slot. You can get the same for chest and shoulders. But the really cool thing about this is that you will be able to get the max level of a specific Azerite piece. It'll cost a lot more, but you can save up for it and do it. And that's awesome. This whole currency, having progression, working towards something, that is something that's been gone from the game for a while, and just seeing it back again, I'm so happy. I'm so excited about this. And the Azerite vendor is one of the best changes that they have made in a long time, and I hope it indicates a much bigger change in design philosophy, because if it does, I am so excited. I am so excited. But the Azerite vendor is just how you get the Azerite, and the Azerite gear itself right now is just kind of crap. So it won't really fix the issue, right? Well, we are getting some new Azerite traits, and while it isn't going to totally fix the system, of course it won't, we are getting some really interesting traits. One of my favorites is Hail Chains for Unholy Death Knight, which is my main. Whenever you use Dark Transformation, have a chain of fire, that's awesome, that goes between you and your pet for 5 seconds after popping Dark Transformation. So what does that mean? It means whenever you pop Dark Transformation in a Mythic Plus or something, you need to position yourself and your pet so that when you pop it, for those 5 seconds, that chain is hitting as many enemies as it can. And that's small, but that's awesome. That's an impactful change. That's really good gameplay. And again, if this stuff represents an actual design philosophy change, I'm excited. And that's not it. That's not the only good news. We also have other vendors. Yeah, we have more than one vendor now. So Island Expeditions, they're getting their own vendor. For the doubloons, or whatever they're called, the Island Expedition currency, you can buy mounts, pets, and toys. Now, the unfortunate thing and the sad thing here is that it isn't for all the existing rewards. There are still the RNG mounts, pets, and things. But you have a currency alternative, which at the very least is awesome because you can work up towards these buyable pets and mounts and things. And while you're going there, you may randomly get a pet or a mount or a toy or whatever, which is a much better system. I would much prefer they were all on the vendor and you could just work towards them throughout the course of the expansion. But I will take this because this is a huge step in the right direction and it's really awesome. The other vendor that we have now is for war fronts and world PvP, maybe? We don't really know. The description of this item is really vague, but we know it's a reward from war fronts and from the conflict in Kulturas and Zandalar, which really sounds like war mode to me, but hey, I could be wrong. Regardless of where it's from, this is yet another currency system that we can use to buy mounts and pets and toys. And that's awesome. All of these changes, all the vendors, the new impactful Azurite traits, it gives me hope as to where this expansion is going, because for the longest time, I really thought BFA was just doomed, that it just was not going to be fun because they wanted to go with RNG, they didn't want to have any sort of meaningful progression, no working towards goals, none of that. That had all been seemingly removed from the game, but here we are and a lot of it's back, and it's awesome. I'm genuinely so excited for the future of the game right now. That being said, is this really indicative of the future of the game? And by that I mean, are they actually changing design philosophies? And if they are, do they understand why we're happy about this? Do they understand that we really want to work towards something, have meaningful character progression, and be able to set goals, head out, work, have our time be respected, and achieve these goals? Do they understand that, or do they just know that we've been crying out for a vendor, they did this, they did the Azurite vendor, it got a huge amount of positive feedback, so now they're doing more just because it's getting positive feedback? I really hope they understand it, but I think it's important to realize that these are the same devs. Nothing has changed on the development team. So the people that thought RNG was the way to go, they probably still think RNG is the way to go, and they don't think that these deterministic systems should really be in place. I'm really curious as to where all of this is going to go. I hope we see PvP vendors. I feel bad for those guys, in all seriousness, because PvP players have been wanting PvP vendors forever, and now every aspect of PvE is getting a vendor, and PvP people are still stuck with that weird bar or whatever. I don't know what's happening in PvP. It's fine. If this is indicative of a wider change in design philosophy in the World of Warcraft, then I'm really excited. This is awesome news, because this is where, at least I personally feel, the game has been going wrong for so long, with taking control out of players' hands. Things like reforging, titan forging, not letting you have control over anything, really, at this point. I hope that they bring back Master Looter, that they realize that same philosophy applies here. I don't think half of the changes we want are necessarily going to happen. But what is great about this is that for the first time since BFA launched, I'm hopeful that the game might move in a good direction, that some of the changes might actually be positive, and we can start building the game back up to where it was, which is so exciting, because I love this game. I want this game to do well, and BFA has really just killed it for me, but this has given me hope. So I'm actually hopeful, and that is honestly a great feeling, and I really missed it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear what you guys think of all these changes, the island vendor, the Azurite vendor, the new trades, the war fronts, all that stuff. Let me know in the comments down below. As always guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.